Hello, people, and welcome. Today, we are looking at the waiting period after awakening. Waiting period after awakening. Before you become awakened, you will first of all go through the dark nights of the soul. The dark night of the soul is a period of suffering. Is a period where many things happen to you at the same time. For example, it happened to Job in the Bible. Job in the Bible went through the dark night of the soul, where so many things happened to him. He became overwhelmed. They told him of the first problem. He had the second one, and so things were just happening to him. And at that point, that's how it happens to every child of God. We all go through the dark night of the soul. But the thing that some of us don't know when we are going through the dark nights of the soul, because the dark nights of the soul precedes awakening. And when we are going through that dark night, we don't know that we are going through the dark night of the soul. When all these things are happening, you're having challenges, you're having problems, you don't know what to do, you will become so the problems will even overwhelm you. You will become so desperate. At first, you will be desperate, but you still hope that you'll be able to sort all of them. But as you continue in the dark night, you will realize that in fact, it's beyond your power. It's not something that you can solve. And so you will try this thing, it will not work. You will try everything. You will find out that nothing is working for you because that period you must go through it. Nothing will work for you during dark night of the soul. You are meant to go through that period. You are meant to suffer it. You are meant to go through that pain, that suffering, that torture. Because after that, you will be awakened into a new life. You see, you move into a new truth, you will move into a new realization, and your life will never be the same again. In fact, you will emerge into a new version of you. That is what the dark night is meant to do for you. You will go through pain. And in that pain, you will surrender. You must surrender because your ego has to die. You see, when we live so much in the ego like this, and the time has come where our souls have prepared us for God. Your soul will prepare you to go through that night, so that you will come to the realization, you will come to know the truth, you will come to the knowledge of truth, and you move into a new life. So when you are prepared to move into to start your dark night, you will go through that dark night. Many things. You will have many challenges. Many things will happen that will make some will become depressed. Some will become frustrated. Some will become, they will just be confused. They will not know what to do again. Because whatever they try, it's nothing, it will not work. You will try this thing, it will not work. You will just be stuck in one place and you won't know what to do next. So that period you're meant to go through the suffer, go through the pain, and then surrender. Let your ego die. Let your ego die so that you can emerge into a new you, into a new version of you, into a new life, and then you begin to express your truth. That's how it's. Job in the Bible went through that period. Remember Job, many things too happened to him like that. And that's another thing with that period of the dark night of the soul. It will seem as if God is no more there. Because even when you pray, your answers will not be prayed, will not be answered. And you will have so many questions that you will need answers. But when you will not be able to get any answer, you will have to go through that period, that pain, that suffer, that torture before you will be lifted, before you move into a new life, before you become awakened to the truth. So, when Job was going through his own dark night of the soul, remember many things happened to him at the same time. He was left alone. The dark night of the soul is like that. When you are in the dark night of the soul, sometimes even your friends, your family will mock you. You will have nobody around you. You will be alone, suffering. You will begin to wonder. That's you will cry in it. You will feel pain because you are alone and you are meant to go through that torture. And so you are going through it. Nobody is there for you. Only you. So when Job was going through his own dark night, remember even his wife left him. He was left alone. He was just going through the pain. He cried to God, he prayed to God. It was as if God was not even there to answer him, because that's how that period is, that period of the dark night of the soul. Even when you pray, your prayers will not be answered. It will be as if God does no longer exist, that God is not there to even hear you. But God is there. Even though it seems as if God is not there, God is there with you. But because you have to go through it, God will not do anything for you at that time. It's you that has to go through and let your ego be crumbled so that you will emerge into a new you. You see, Jesus Christ too went through the period of the dark night of the soul. You will never remain the same after that. When Jesus went through the dark night, remember, he prayed. He said if it were possible for God to take the cup of that cup of sorrow from him, you know, he should have taken it from him. He should take it from him. If it's possible, he should take it from him. But it wasn't as if God was there now, seeing his son suffering. But because Jesus needed to go to complete his mission, he had to go through that um, dark night of the soul, that pain, that sorrow, that torture. He must go through it to be able to redeem humanity. You see? So Jesus went through the dark night of the soul. And that's why all of us, as children of God too, at one point or the other, our souls prepare us for the dark nights of the soul. But the issue with us is that we don't have the resilience, the patience to go through it. Whenever we are signed for the dark night of the soul, we begin to look for means to shut it. Yes, we shut it with complaints. Although that period is very challenging, it's very painful. When whoever is going through the dark night of the soul will have so many complaints. You will cry. You will look for answers. You will be frustrated. People will shame you. You will be alone. They will laugh at you. They will mock you. But if you persevere and go through the pain and surrender, just the thing is just for you to surrender and let your ego be crushed. Then you will become a new person again. You will emerge into a new you. You will have a new life, and you will evolve yourself, and you begin to express your truth. That's the essence of that period. But the thing is, whenever we are listed for to enter the dark night of the soul, because the period is very it's a period that is terrible for anyone. We don't like to go through that pain. We know dey fit because e no easy. And you see, some of us, when they list us to go through that dark night of the soul, and you see things just begin to crumble around you, things begin to change. You will hear this problem, you hear that problem. They say your son wey this so thing, this one happen. They say, oh, your work, they sack you. Okay, let me use this. They sack you in your office. As they sack you, maybe you're a man, you are working, they sack you. You reach out, they say your wife don dey pack, say no marry you again. After that one, they say your daughter wey dey one place, one thing happen. Because that's how it comes. When you want to go through your dark night comes like that with so many things. You just be hearing many problems, things that will shatter you, that will make you become frustrated and confused. That's how they come at the same time. So when you hear this one, you hear this before you hear this one, you won't even know, you will break down. The thing all the news will just different things will just break you down. And you see, but some of us, the thing is, instead of us to surrender, because that period, you are just nothing you should do than to trust God. Just trust the process, because no matter what you do, you will not see result. You will not succeed. You will not move forward in it. What you do, you just have to go through that period, suffer the pain, go through the pain, and then you become evolved. But if you begin to short the process, like some people, when they are to enter their dark night of the soul, they don't have they will just be wondering, na me all these things go come happen. No be me. Before you know, dem go go babalawo, excuse me, dem go go babalawo, Dem go pay money give one voodoo man 200,000, 100,000, do am like this just to change it, change the process, do am. They can't go through it but they want good life. That is how you manifest from your soul. That's how you manifest, you transcend your ego and begin to, you will not live, you will live out of all this manipulation that is playing in the world. When you surrender to God, when you enter your period of the dark night of the soul, you go through it normally, just go through the process, and you see God himself will change things for you. When you come out of it, you will never be the same, your life will be transformed. But we don't like going through that normal process, because that is the normal process. Now the normal process be that when you go allow yourself to go through that period of the dark night of the soul, and then you now emerge into a new person in a new life. You see, that is the true born again. Oh, not the born again. They'll be telling you and say that is the real born again. That you allow yourself to, number one, you are obeying God. Number two, you follow the instruction normally. Number three, you reach where you are to reach, and then you evolve yourself. And so that even when you live this life, you have already evolved yourself and you begin to live a new life. You see, but we don't like going through that normal process. We go shut the thing down with different things. You see that you go the last money wey you get for your hand, you go pay babalawo to shut that thing wey dey come. You no wan see am. Then how you wan emerge into a new life? You will begin to you see, you go just dey turn round for one place. You dey the circle dey move, you dey there. And when you see people wey don go through that awakening, dey surrender, they went through the pain, dey surrender, and God now God now help them transform their lives, they become better. You go dey envy them. You go dey envy them, say, see this, na only this one dey, na im come be like this. See as e be. But you cannot. You see, you choose the ego. You choose to serve the ego. You choose to listen to the instructions of the ego than listening to the voice of God. Because if you are listening to the voice of God, if all these things don dey happen to you like that at once, you go wait, dey ask, oh, why is this thing happening? You say, whatever I want to will be, make the thing be happen. Me, I will not do anything wey God wan do me, or anyhow I wan make e happen, abeg, I no fit kill myself. You relax, trust God, let it happen, let it play out. Anyhow I want to play out, you just relax, let everything happen. As it's happening, you will not do anything. Excuse me. You will keep trusting the process. Anywhere it's taking you, let it take you. But you are just there. You are just an obedient servant of God who don't have anything else to do than the thing that God say should happen or that you should do. Excuse me. Sorry, it's stopping me. So that is how it is with the period of the dark night of the soul. Then after that, when you surrender like that, then you enter your awakening. You enter your awakening. Awakening is a new life. It's a new realization. You begin things have changed. You have seen, because you have been born. Your ego they don't burn your ego for that suffering period. So that's why people who have gone through their awakening, if you tell them about death, they go come ask you, say, which death? The death wey dey inside the dark night of the soul. Which death wan pass the one? You have been dead many times. You don die many times during the period of the dark night of the soul. You don die many times. So no other death wey go pass that one again. You are no longer afraid of death. That's why when you are awakening, you are doing meditation, you are doing your visualization, you are no longer afraid of death. When you hear death, people are just afraid because they don't allow themselves to go through the normal process. They always shut things. They shut the process. They cut corners. They do things by force. They pay money, do other things just to get what they want in manipulative ways. They don't go through the normal process. You see, that is why if they are afraid of death. If you go through the normal process, you will not even be afraid of death anymore. Because before this physical death, you have already suffered death during your period of the dark night of the soul. So which day the one be, the one pass that one wey you go see during that time. If you pass through the dark night of the soul, nothing go scare you, nothing again for this life wey you go fear again, nothing. Because that one na im be real death, the one you go through. People don't understand because they don't allow themselves to go through it. If you allow yourself to go through it and you surrender, no other one will be more than that. You see, so you won't be afraid of anything again, any death again. Then after that period, when you enter your awakening, you know, awakening is a continuous, if you enter awakening, is a continuous process. You continue to go, you continue to move. But at some point, you know, why some people, they'll get to a point where there will be, it will seem as if they are stuck. Because awakening promises a lot of things, a lot, a great transformation. And so when they have entered the awakening, when they have become awakened, they begin to expect the things that awakening promises to start manifesting quickly. But they forget that there is always a waiting period. Before you begin to manifest, there is always a waiting period that you have to also go through. You will go through that waiting period, you will be tested and approved of. Yes, you will be approved of first. When you are tested and approved of, then the blessing will come. You will begin to manifest the good. The blessing will now come. But some people, they will not, they are just entering their period of awakening. They have not done much. Oh. Some even become ashamed of telling people about God or sharing that what they are experienced during the, because if you pass through that awakening, you have so many things to share. You have plenty things where you go fit tell other people. Say na like this, so na like this it happen. You see? And na like this. So that when other people are going through that experience, they will know that okay, this thing is a normal, it's a normal thing. Because some people who don't know about this thing, that they have to go through a period of the dark nights of the soul, and then after that they enter the period of awakening. When they are experiencing, some of them will go and some of them used to commit suicide. Oh, they go kill themselves because they don't understand. The world go tire them because that period is very very hard. E hard, e no easy to cope when you dey go through the dark night of the soul, especially if you still dey look people outside. You dey look, you dey think of your ego wey suppose to die that time, wey suppose crumble that time. You come dey find ways to defend your ego wey suppose die. You see why some people dem go meet people, juju people, dem go do, some people dem go dey give other people money say make dem pray for dem, make the things, make the situation change. Situation no dey change for that one o. No matter how you do, e no dey change. You go through that period finish. Even if you pray, God no go answer you because you're supposed to go through that. And that thing dey happen to all of us in this world. Na the way wey we suppose dey go, to go evolve our ego, so that, to go evolve our soul, make we for throw our ego away, so that when we die here, we go find God. And besides, God go bless us with the life he has promised us. You know, say Bible promise you good things, big things, better life. But you see, people no dey enjoy that better life. Dem go dey wonder, some people go dey go church, they don serve God. So see, this God said, I don dey serve God. Yes, God go bless me, God go do me this. All these years, see how old I dey now. I never see the blessing till now when I dey. You know, some dey blame God, some dey vex for God, say God never bless them. But when that period wey dem suppose go through before God's blessing come reach for them to go through, dem go dey run away from the period. Dem no wan go through that period. If you no wan go through that period, how you wan take receive the promise wey God give you, wey God promise you? You have to go through that period wey God tell you, wey you go through. Then go through that period, and then the blessing go come. But some people no dey fit, because dem dey think of the two, that their ego na im dey important to them. Dem go think of wetin people go talk, say na dem don dey suffer like this, na dem don be like this, na dem don crumble. Before you know, dem go begin to jump from one place go dey find solution for wrong places, And when they do that one, they don't short the process. The thing na to start all over again. Na wetin make some people no dey evolve o, dem dey remain as they remain. Dem no dey even see the blessing sef wey God promise dem until they die. And when we say when they die, dem dey find God o. When they die, still dem no dey find God because dem no evolve their soul. You suppose go through that process, evolve your soul, transcend this ego wey dey for this world wey we dey live so, wey dey control us, so that you go fit find God. When you no do am, how you wan take find God? How you wan take live the life first well? How you wan take receive the promises wey God promise you for Bible? You no go fit see am because you yourself, you no ready to go through wetin what it takes, wetin you suppose go through to receive those things. Just like Jesus went through it. You see, just like Job went through it. Every true child of God must go through that process before e go enter new life. But we will not agree. When the thing reach, na we go find way to stop am. And when we stop am, we go start all over again. And when e reach, we go stop am. We no wan go through. We say people go laugh for us because people must laugh at you during that time. They will laugh at you. See some people who are going through their dark night of the soul. Na this same week go see dey laugh dem o. We go say, see this one, her life don finish, or im life don finish. Why this one come be like this? This person no be like this before. We go dey judge up and down. We go make dem dey even more miserable. You see, some people no fit bear those things. When people begin to talk like that, dem go begin to find way make dem for shut am down. But unless all those ones wey dey trust God, wey be say no matter what you say, they are just there in that pain. Then they go through. And you see, when they don't go through that period finish, God come bless them. Those ones where they love them, they go come they when they go come they envy them. Oh. They come they jealous of them, so they don't be like that. They forget that when they were going through their period of the dark night of the soul, now this same them, they laugh them. You see, that is why when people are going through the dark night of the soul, it's like we're supposed to be there for them, support them. That is why you need to know that you are going through the dark night of the soul. That after that time, your life will turn around. And we where they laugh others too. When they go through that period of the dark day, because everybody is to go through the dark night. Only you don't know say when your own they come, you they stop them. And that's so you remain, you know they go forward. You see? You are supposed to know, be there for your sister, your brother when they go through the dark night of the soul. Because that time, that period, they very, very hard. Give them support. Help them any way you can help them. If it's prayer, say, pray for them. If it's to assist, support them with something, maybe money or whatever, give them. To encourage them, to help them, so that they will go through it successfully. And then they emerge into their new people, their new selves, and then have the promises that God promised them. You see, if you are there for anybody, you say anybody they go through that period of the dark night of the soul, and you dey there, you say you support that person, the person not go even forget you when you don't come out of that period. You not go forget, you go remember that time where they go through, because that time you not go know say that they call us at the dark night of night, and they tell you say the name at the dark night of the soul. But you know, go just at that time where they go through that pain, that experience, that time where they suffer. Now, so person, now help me. Now, God don't bless you. You go remember that person because it's not compulsory. I'm just saying because you would think of it that only this person was there for me during this period. You see, so we should be there when people are going through the dark night of the soul to support them so that they can go through the period successfully. Not be say we go to put things, we go to put fire, excuse me, or say things wey be say e go dey discourage them, or you go make them say, make them not to continue. Dem go begin dey find way to stop the thing. You see? So after that, when you enter that awakening, then again, awakening is another thing because it's a process. You see, you go reach one place where be say, as you don dey express your new truth, you go come reach one place where be say na waiting period before the blessing go come. Then during that waiting period now, where the blessing never come, but you still don dey share your truth o. Some people go still dey laugh at you, say, see this one wey say he don know God pass now. He say he don wake up. He say don get new realization, don get new experience, he don encounter God. He dey here, he say he know this one. You know this one, now you never do this one make your life better. That is what they will tell you. Now you never go get this one, do this one before your life better. Or you will be looking at other people too. Wetin you don go through sef dem never go through o. Yet e be like say dem don dey enjoy pass you, their life better pass your own. E no better o. Some of dem they are na just they are getting their things through this, dem dey manipulate dey get dem. You wey be say you don pass through the normal process, you no go come get patience because of wetin dem dey talk. That is why I'm saying that you need to have that patience, you know, have resilience. No, not just let the things wey people dey talk come dey make you come dey lose your, come dey draw back, or maybe wetin you suppose dey do dey go. Like some people now, dem fit be say dem dey preach. As dem dey preach, people go come dey look dem say this one wey you say you know God, you dey preach, yet your life no even better. My own, me wey I no dey even go church, my own still better pass your own. You no dey judge because they are judging from the ego now. Now they are looking at the physical. They judge your physical self. They don't think of, they don't know your how you are inside. They don't know. They are everybody this comparison is just the looks. Now look, the body dem dey look. Wetin you get, how much you get, wetin this one get. You know that will be judging you through with all those ones. Meaning that to you, that you say you know God, you say you don evolve, you say you don get new life, you never still get money pass dem, or you no even get money at all. Then because they are judging you from their ego. But they don't know that there is a waiting period. After you are awakening, you are supposed to go through a waiting period too. Then after that waiting period, you know, you will be tested and proven and approved too. Approve of. Then when after the waiting period, that is when the blessing will come. So for some of you who have been, maybe you have been in your waiting period for a long time. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter. Just be patient. Don't allow the craziness here draw you back. Because some people they will reach front o, then go start to dey go back. They no go come get interest to continue to do their work wey dem suppose to dey do again, because we are all commissioned to do different things, our own work. We all have our calling, we have things that we are doing. You know, when God has called you, especially when you have gone through your the dark night, you become awakened, you have work. Because you will know your calling, you will know what you are supposed to be doing. But some people get discouraged because the blessing has not come, the money has not come. They will be looking, I've been doing this thing, I supposed to be like this. See this person, that will be comparing themselves with other people. You are not supposed to compare yourself. All you just need to do is to be patient. No matter what you hear people say about you, be patient. The time will come when the blessing will come. When it comes, it will not be like that. Those people who are even laughing or who are telling you all those things, they are the ones who will even they will be running away. They will be afraid. They will be looking at you from afar, because all the things they have said, they can't even come close, because they see that the blessing has come now. They will not know what to say again. So if you are in that situation, be patient. Don't allow what people say begin to draw you back. Continue to do what you are doing. Don't let that your calling suffer. Don't drop it, don't put it aside. Don't stop doing the work. Continue to do the work in that your waiting period until the blessing will come. Don't listen to the things that people are talking behind your back. Don't listen to people who want to who want to use their words to bring you down, or to make you, because their idea is to stop you from doing that thing. They want to discourage you. Don't let them discourage you. Continue to do the work. Even if you have not seen anything at all, you have not seen anything, even if it looks as if nothing is coming, something is coming. Just trust the process. Be patient and continue, and then the blessing will come. I hope this helps. I love you guys. Take care.